Alright, welcome to PreciseAlgorithmTrading.com. It is Thursday, June 27th, 2024, and let's dive into the markets. We'll do our daily review where basically I just do my homework in front of you. Here's the Dow futures. This is our automated trading systems, and the Dow today actually put in a new green dot right there. So, new equity peak in our trading systems, and that was a good day. So we've had all these stop outs. We had a couple of nice trades before the stop outs. We had a bunch of stop outs back here, and then some good trades. And today you get the same kind of good trades. So that's the point of what we're trying to do here. The NASDAQ, which we reconfigured, I think, just last weekend to have better, less dips and more of an upside and just more of a smooth equity curve, also put in a new green dot today. And you can see today's trades. There were a bunch of them, but generally speaking, pretty good there. And then I didn't put the Russell up here just because I keep talking about it's not ready for prime time, and so why even show it is kind of where I'm at until I get it ready. And we got another weekend coming, so maybe I'll have some time. All right, moving into our manual trading systems, and let's just get through this for tonight. For some reason, our futures contracts aren't showing volume on the daily chart. Our equities still are, so it's kind of aggravating to me. But there is a workaround in case you run into this and you give a crap. You could go to this time frame setup. You could actually go to the 4 hour. It shows on the 4 hour, and just change it from 4 to 8, which is silly that works, but the problem with that is it doesn't show it up here as a D for daily, but that is your daily chart. So I'll leave that up for the futures for now, and then I'm going to flip it back to just daily for the other charts. Just to kind of show you there's ways to work around Thinkorswim sometimes when it acts quirky. And anyway, there you go. So the S&P 500 has been up, is way up. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, arguably 8 months in an upswing here, and at some given point here we're going to get a gray down cut type of era or signal or bar, and you're going to get an end to that party, and we'll see what happens. It's certainly not going to be this month, but see what happens. So we do have the end of June is tomorrow, so the beginning of July is Monday, and we have pretty good numbers that show up here for the July trades. 3.38% overall in the last 10, is that 10 months time frame? 15 years worth of months. So I really should have that showing up over here, and I'm guessing the reason it's not showing up is because I've got that on that 8-hour gig. So let's flip this to the Russell where things are starting to pick up as well. I'm going to just make it 8 hours and forget about the volume. Do it like that. So going back to the S&P 500, so we've got for July 80% of the time it goes up 2.99% on average. So July is just looking like a seasonal great month, right? That's where I'm at. And so the S&P today went up 4 points, or almost 5 points, which is nothing. The Dow went up 36 points. Let's look at the Dow, which is a little down overnight right now. but green candles over this ribbon, and you know I've got an alert set up here in case we break out above that trend line, which I guess I would expect it to. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, arguably 8 months to the upside. The reason I say arguably is because that's obviously a down month, but it stayed in the uptrend. So right now there's no reason to think anything but we're going higher, and I think we're going to probably get to a point where we're above this 40,000, but you know we'll see what happens. We'll just keep watching it, and that's what we do here. So the Dow, I said, went down or up 36 points, which is next to nothing. The Russell is poised maybe for a continuation of this sideways. It's been sideways for a few months, and we could see it go to the upside. We got a squeeze down here on the monthly chart. We got a squeeze on the daily even. I'm guessing that means we have a squeeze probably formed on the weekly. Yep. And for what it's worth, that's the same signal on a weekly chart with green bars and red bars based on the same metric. It's just what it looks like on a weekly. But in any case, it's going to be really interesting if the Russell decides to break out. I think that's going to prop up the market, where small caps all of a sudden are, when the small caps are moving higher than the rest of the market, I think always follows, but I'm going to say generally follows. So, and what did it do today as far as percentage goes? Up 1%. So, I'm still expecting this. That there was like a inverted head and shoulders. That I think that was the target, and there's nothing that's taken that out yet. We'd have to lose this pivot down here. All right, that's the Russell. And the Dow, the Nasdaq's the one we're missing. And that one has been on a tear for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 months, plus or minus 4 or 5 months in there. And a really nice uptrend. So, and today the Nasdaq went up 53 points or 0.3%. Nvidia is like one of the ones I like to watch. Is looks like a topping candle almost on the monthly chart, but everything is still relatively inside of a bullish trend here. So that's actually pretty wild. I don't really see a buy signal here to get into it, but it's also not a sell signal. So what else? Apple. It's been taken off just like the Nasdaq. And Microsoft, just because they're big high flying names right now. Looks also an awful lot like the Nasdaq too. All right, let's look at oil. Oil is looking like a buy signal on a monthly chart. Which might not bode well for buying fuel. But it could bode well for a nice trading plan. Yeah, let's see. That's oil, gold. I got out of gold the other day because I just didn't like all these red bars, and we had this topping pattern. We had all these wicks on the monthly charts, so there was no reason for me to stay when I was trying to take off in a new, or I thought we were trying to go higher. Well, yeah, I don't need it. I don't need the aggravation. Um, Bonds. This is an interesting one that does not have a buy signal on the month yet. However, if you see the Harvard lines here, we got the blue line right there, which happens to line up exactly with that blue line right there, and the gold line right there, which is exactly that gold line right there. And I can't imagine that this price is going to get above that gold line for the month, but everything else is in line, so this is still a fine trade. It's a little counter trend or a little preemptive into this monthly chart. However, we also have volume poking up there. So um, everything on the daily chart is in alignment, and the monthly chart, I'm going to say, isn't terrible. However, if this thing starts to roll over and die, then we will get out and just, yeah, be just fine. So, but I did get in early. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. All right, that's enough. Let's look at BITO because it's pretty close to what Bitcoin would be doing, and BITO is fighting those lines. So if it closes below that line, I will not be in a long position on the Bitcoin strategy ETF or anything associated with Bitcoin. Let's look at Coinbase since we're here, which has been going higher. And what is, there you go. All those lines are pretty well underpriced. So, and that's that. Let's move on to stockcharts.com and take a look at our bullish percent indexes and wrap this up. All right, the industrials, tacked on 2 new X's to the upside, went up 5%. That's interesting. That's some pretty good bullishness under the hood. We got minus 0.44% on the NYA. We've got, didn't move on the transports. Let's go back here real quick and type in IYT for the transports. Arguably in a position where you could buy into here for the end of the month and get out if it closes back below the blue line in a month. So you have to wait generally a month unless you just want to get out. But this is, I guess, poised where we had a big move higher, and the trend really isn't broken because we didn't get red bars. We just got gray ones. And now if it continues to go higher from here, that would be pretty bullish for this market. Would also coincide with pretty bullish for because it would be going sort of in tandem with the Russell. We do have some long-term moving averages that are in the wrong direction for that. So there's maybe not an end of the month move here or play to make, but maybe one that's coming up soon. So, and we're underneath the cloud on the Ichimoku. Okay, go back to this. Sorry for that. Transports. The Nasdaq up 1.5% for the day. The S&P 500 down 0.34% for the day. The S&P 100 up 1.43% for the day, and the Nasdaq 100 up 1.75% for the day. That's what I got, guys. So hope it helps. Take care. Good trading, and have a great night.